Welcome to Metal Rules TV, where the underground meets the playground. I'm Jeff Rappaport.
Matt Givens.
I quit.
You suck. What's your name?
Brian.
Thank you.
And you guys are?
Polterchrist.
What are your individual names? We want to give you individual names.
I'm Kevin.
Brian. I'm the new guy.
FNG.
New guy with sound.
Yes.
Now you guys, you formed in 1994.
Right.
Right? You were very active, for about 10 years. Then there was, like some silence for about 5 years. What happened during that silent period?
I had kids.
Yeah, is that what happened?
Yep.
That's never a silent period.
Yeah, it's not silent.
We played from, 94 through about 2007 strong. We got signed in 2003. Played a lot from 2003 to 2006. Then my ex-wife got pregnant. Things downhill. We took about a 2-year break. And, once I realized I still had it in me, after a 2-year break and not playing death metal drums, we started playing. Well, those guys never stopped, but I jumped back in after almost a 2-year break.
So you guys had somebody else in the meantime?
No. Well,
You were just a band.
Polterchrist was on hold. I actually sang for Mortal for a couple of years.
Bless you.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, actually right around the same time, it's funny, it fell into place. Ed, who's in Polterchrist now, at that time, he was also in Polterchrist then, when we pretty much stopped. And me and Ed joined Mortal Decay pretty much at the same time. I was just doing vocals, and Ed was playing bass for them, actually. And, I was probably Mortal 3 years, maybe? Yeah. 3.5, something like that. So, during that whole time, and then right around the time when I stopped being Immortal, me and Brian had already started writing a lot of new material, and he was trying to get back into it, and me and a different guitar player that we had at the time, Dan.
Try some Thomas.
Sure. Yeah, I'm good.
Want me to burp you?
Wait, you haven't been drinking beer, have you?
Just started, but maybe I can do that every couple of minutes.
Yeah.
You gotta do that.
There's a little pill, it's called Nexium. Once a day, you feel much better.
But yeah, it was pretty much, we started jamming again, started writing new material, and Brian used to come over and hang out, and he'd be air drumming what we were writing.
I learned the first 2 songs after our break on air drums.
Yeah. We sat down and we literally just played them, and it was like, alright, good. And then
Mortal Decay led us to rehearsal spot, so see if we get back into it, and worked out.
You guys did.
Yep.
Yeah, so it made it seem more like there was a 5-year break, but it was actually really only a 2-year break.
Yeah, it was only, I would say, from roughly, May of 2007, probably, till about, January 2009?
Yeah, because we played our first show back in April.
So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Chernowski's.
Yeah,
A little less than 2 years, 18, 20-month break, 20-month break, maybe.
We took time writing in that time, too, though. So, I guess we had a longer break from, playing shows and shit like that. Actually being out in the public eye, so to speak.
Well, I think our first show back after the break was April 2009.
Yeah, but I don't know when we last played.
Before that, I would probably say January 2007 when we played with these guys at Samba.
Yeah, Samba. Yeah.
But you guys got right back into it with no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, like riding a bike, dude.
I think I'm better now than I was before the break.
Metal bike.
Were you playing it all night?
Yeah.
While you're
Nope, I would say I probably played for roughly an hour collectively in about 20 months.
Yeah.
5 months. I had my kit set up in my 3rd bedroom. 5 minutes here, 9 minutes here, 3 minutes here.
You think you could lull the kids to sleep with it, though?
My kid loved the drums, so
Yeah.
They do.
lull to sleep, probably not.
Well, then I actually have a question for you dealing with kids, though. What's it like being a metal dad? Because I'm a metal dad myself.
What's
I
it
don't play
like?
instrument, yeah.
I don't know, my kids like metal, so that's good.
Good, you raised
Yeah.
them right.
Training them good.
You playing because when he was little, I used to play him well, that's all I heard when he was pregnant in my wife's womb, and when he was little, and I do eBay for a living, so I'd be home, and he'd be home with me all day long, and all day long I'd be doing Metal Rules magazine, And he'd be listening to, whatever came in for review. All day long is all he listened to.
They let me know what they like. I know that they like Malevolent Creation Eternal.
Nice.
I know that they like Merciful Fate Melissa.
They don't like when you sing along to that, though.
They join myself and the other 13 Americans that like Saint Anger.
Really? You like Saint Anger?
I do.
He's one of the few.
My daughter's favorite song is Some Kind of Monster.
Really?
Yep.
I think you even like the trash can drum sound.
Really?
I don't like it, but I've acclimated to it over the years.
I would think as a drummer you would hate that.
I do. But
Yeah.
I like the album now.
That wasn't the album they said they were going to try and sound like,
Yeah,
like
you hear.
Sugar. Was it?
Well, I don't. The ones I heard was like.
That's the one they were trying to purposely sound like Garage Days, but they produced a crappy sound.
Yeah.
You would always hear rumors of them going back to the Master of Puppets sound around that time, and they never did.
They got me doing it. Yeah, I'm about to.
But yeah, so me and
know him go.
13 other Americans actually like Saint Anger.
What do you think of Death Magnetic?
I like it. I like the first 5 songs. I think the rest kind of tails off.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good, actually.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I think it has more of like the Kill 'Em All type feel.
The
Like-
guitar sound, definitely.
Yeah, I
The
mean,
drums
even,
drag it down, but it's a good album.
even the one riff where in one of the first couple songs, like he said on it, it's essentially the tap-in riff from Am I Evil? But instead of on the high end, it's just lower, like whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, it's the same riff almost, just sped up and played heavier. So it's kind of cool. Like kind of brings the reminiscent of Kill 'Em All, old school.
Well, I know they used all their old gear back then too to record
Yeah.
most of that. So.
And I think Rick Rubin, said, go back, whatever the hell you're thinking now, flush it down the toilet and go back to where you used to be.
So, what's it like being Poltergeist in 1994 as opposed to 2012, or vice versa?
Polterchrist, close enough.
What did I just say?
Poltergeist.
Oh.
Which I can
It's because
barely
you know why?
pronounce anymore.
It's because my next question has that word in it.
So what's the question? You lost me in Poltergeist.
Yeah. In Polterchrist. What's the difference between being yourselves being in the band in 1994 as being in 2012?
In 1994, we were
Good
all
answer.
young. All we did was jam for 4, 5, 6 days a week for 4, 5, 6 hours at a time. Our practice spot was our hanging spots. We're all under 21,
Yeah, we were
so
young
we had
bucks
to go
then,
to
so,
drink and
yeah.
all that kind of stuff. But I would say the difference, even to go further, maybe not 94 because we were just starting, but say 2004, it was a job then. We were signed a season of mist. We had obligations. We had to do this. We had to do this. We had to do this. Whereas now it's a hobby. We do it in our late 30s because it's fun.
Be purely for love. It's like just still can't stop.
It's not enough love and metal, so.
I mean, it's kind of funny because it's like total scream gutturals, but it's still we still love to do it. I mean, like you're not going to get rich doing this. You're not. You can barely make a living unless you're
Speak for yourself.
constantly tour.
I got things worked out.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get that mortal back.
Yeah.
It's funny when you say that about, because it's like people are always saying how the scene is so bad, right? But yet there's more bands reforming than ever before.
We never broke up.
It's
We
bad
only
around
took a
here.
hiatus because I had kids. We never broke up.
Well, I didn't say that. I'm just saying about bands.
He's about
It's-
to punch
it's-
you. You were watching Jeff.
I didn't mean to. First of all, I didn't mean to say.
He cut you.
He's fighting. He's all
Poltergeist.
all bars.
So-
They got reformed.
Yeah.
Man, like, well, it's the scene.
They were a German thrash band, weren't they? Poltergeist. Yeah.
The scene sucks around here. It's like Philly Blues. Like you got to be like Cannibal to like draw a bunch of people out. And, I mean,
Our
occasionally.
last 4 shows are Reading, New York, or Reading, Brooklyn, Jersey, and Delaware. None in
And
Philly.
then our next show's in Delaware again. And then we might actually do Bristol or something like that. But still, I mean, it's like it's just, around here it sucks. But if there's places that are cooler. I mean, like we went to New York. I mean, it was like 200 people showed up for like pretty much us and Crucifier and a couple
Excuse me,
other
guys.
bands.
We're doing an interview here.
Yeah, well, jibber jabbing. It's all good.
Knitting circle over.
There you go. How about that? But I mean, yeah. So I mean, I think the scene's still. They're still all. Obviously, we all still do it. You want to share with the rest of the class?
Yeah. What's going on here? Yeah.
Slap them or something.
It seems like every time there's a good place to play there, they close down or something, like the Cherrywood, you know.
Yeah,
They
It's
just
the
got
best
that good
place
too.
ever, yeah.
Once they built the stage up, dude. I mean,
Sheehan's back in the day
Yeah.
before it became a sports bar, and now they're closed, so I guess that would be right.
Yeah, there's nothing going on there now.
was Dependent still. Do
No,
shows?
it's gone.
Down the sale.
And it's closed, yeah.
That was a cool place too.
Yeah, didn't Ed and Billy and Season play there for their last show that they had there?
Yeah.
I think that was, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
it's
so
great.
that was
But
our last
that-
event.
That was like, if you really want to get date raped, the pennant can't be.
That was the spot.
That's right.
Oh, I'm just learning about this now.
Pull a stew.
Yeah.
Make sure you have a napkin over your drink all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now your band
They're
name
goofy, bro.
is unique. I mean, I said it earlier wrong,
Yeah, it's
but why does it sound like it sounds like a Christian ghost?
A Christian ghost.
Yeah, Polterchrist.
It's the ghost of Christianity.
well,
I wouldn't
yeah, I
translate
guess
it
you
that way.
did. That's to us. It's not really about that. I mean, like for us back in the day, we used to go see this band Gorphobia all the time. They actually have a song, Polterchrist Entrapment. And when we were younger, that was pretty much like what we got our introduction to, like the underground scene and everything, like going to see them. And actually, when Mortal was first starting, I mean, I remember when I met Hartman before Joey was even in the band, and you know, he was like, "Yeah, buddy, here, buy this now." It was like,
It's an excellent Hartman impersonation.
yeah, Hartman,
He's got it down, man.
He's my boy, dude. He rules. But, so I mean, like for us, it was like when they stopped, they disbanded for a long time, and like we were like just starting to come like get our shit going. Me and Brian.
They were stopping when we were starting.
Yeah, and it's like, you know, Chris, we were all friends with them. With Spencer, like you said, you knew Spencer back in the day. You know, he was obviously in Gorphobia, and Chris, their old guitar player that died, like was who first helped me out with solo lessons and shit. So it was kind of more like an homage to them. You know what I mean? Like I asked Chris.
We asked
Yeah.
Chris for permission
Yeah,
to
yeah.
use the name because he's who wrote the lyrics to the song. We asked permission to use
Right.
to take his word.
Okay.
Yeah, there was actually another band back then at the same time called Entrapment. They took the other half of the name. But so it was kind of more or less an homage to them, and then it just stuck. So we, you know, it's been our name since then. You know,
Okay, I got more on the name, but I'm gonna take a quick break and we'll come back.
cool.
Metal.